down as an example in Ohio. Does the message get mixed of what you're trying to relay, which is lower unemployment and Ohio getting back to work?
No, it doesn't bother me.
Can you discuss at all your appointment of Stanley Jackson to the Board of Education?
Well, you know, Stanley went through the process, and look, he's a terrific guy. I've had the opportunity to be with him a few times. My people have looked at him, and he's a man of great character. He is a man of faith, and I think he'll be a great addition. You know, I mean, just because somebody was an athlete doesn't mean they're not qualified to do good things. You know, I love Clark Kellogg, for example. He's on the board of Ohio State because of what he can bring. And on any board, you want some diversification. You know, you want to have some people that kind of take a different look at things. And you know, the other thing about Stanley, he'll be very impressive going into a lot of schools across this state, and he'll be fine. So I'm really pleased with the appointment.
What makes somebody qualified for that job?
Well, I mean, it depends who it is. I mean, you know what the number one commitment is? Best education for our kids, and a willingness to embrace change and innovation, and to put kids in front of the adults when it comes to education. And I've got to tell you that I'm extremely pleased with what we've been able to accomplish with K through 12 so far. All the way from the third grade reading guarantee and an end to social promotion to a core curriculum that includes kids in a very early age's ability to think about occupations, to blended education where kids can learn. We even have digital and distance learning, teacher evaluation, the fact that we're going to end up with A to F. I mean, more school choice, more regulation of schools, so that you don't have failing charter schools being able to remain open. I mean, we've had a sea change of reform out here that I think is equal to anybody in the country, and it's because we have a staff that increasingly puts the kids first, and that's what I'm really pleased about. Reforming education is very tough. Everybody's struggling with it. When you take a look at the change in the Cleveland schools with the Cleveland plan, it's breathtaking in its scope and its depth. And the thing that is really impressive about it is happening in an industrial state. It's not a little state, or this is a state that's in the heart of it all, that's very diversified. So a lot of good things happening with education, and it will continue.
The court ruling last week on Jobs Ohio, how does that?
Well, hopefully it
soon
clears
is
the way. I mean, people can always sue, but I'm hoping now we can move in an expeditious way to make sure we can stand this organization up and get the real potential we seek. I mean, it's done a great job so far, but they've done it, with in a lot of ways being hamstrung. And so this is a great victory for people who want to see Ohio have more jobs. And I guess a defeat for those that kind of root against Ohio.
How soon does it open up the money?
They got to get. Well, we have to do bonding, and that's a process that we're working through now.
You don't have a timeline on that one?
No, I don't.
Do one more, guys.
Well, they can have two.
We don't know if he completed his degree elsewhere, but we know that Mr. Jackson did not graduate from Ohio State. Do you think somebody should have a college degree if they're going to serve out on the state education board?
Well, I mean, I think that again, you want diversity. I mean, you want to have people that you think are going to really contribute to the solution. Maybe the one thing to consider is we do not have a high graduation rate in our colleges and universities today. And we need to get to the bottom of why. And higher ed is really linked to what happens in K through 12. So, I think it's great that he's going to be on the board and he'll do a great job.
How many other candidates did you consider for that post?
You'd have to go to all my folks, and they brought this to me, and like I say, I've known him, and I think he's great.
Governor, what's the theme of the national ticket this year? What would you like to see?
Jobs. Just that simple. I mean, the only thing that people care about is, or one of the most important things they care about is, are they going to be able to work? Are they going to be able to get their children to graduate from whatever education they have and work? And that's what it's all about. Who can do a better job of restoring our economic strength? There's no other issue that matters like that issue. So the debate is going to be that Obama's going to say, "Look, I inherited a mess, and let me try more." And Romney's going to say, "If I were in, we wouldn't be in this mess." And it'll be up to people sitting in their living rooms to determine, who they believe, and we'll see. It's going to be a lot of turns and twists in the road before we get to November.
Have you been asked to speak in Tampa?
I haven't been asked. I'm going. I'm going to be I'm going to lead the delegation down there, but no, I haven't been asked.
If indeed the report out of Florida is true, I mean, is that troubling to you? I mean, given how many jobs you've created here, like, what if Romney were to come to you and say, "Play that down"?
I wouldn't anticipate he would do that. I mean, what if a flying saucer landed on your car on the way out of here? I mean, I don't get worked up about this stuff. I hate to tell you, there's too many fish to fry to worry. Don't worry about this stuff. I'm going to do my job. He's going to do his, and I'm going to help him every which way I can. In fact, I think I'm going to an event tonight to support him. The other thing I've also come to believe is I'm not sure that newspaper reports are accurate all the time. I mean, most of the time, clearly they are.
Well,
but some of the
this
time
wasn't
they're
a
not.
newspaper story. It was a wire.
It was a what?
It was a wire service.
Oh, well, that's
some wire service.
Well, that's a reporter like you, isn't it?
TV stories are always accurate.
Yes. Okay. Thank you all.
Thanks, Governor.